Darn thing. I know we are sitting here in the middle of the day, but man, do we have a treat for you. I have Chris Cassamassa here. He did mention that if you say spaghetti and lasagna, then you're going to get his name right as it goes. So thanks, Chris, for being with me. We're going to have a whole lot of fun here. What we're actually going to be talking about, so what I enjoy doing, you guys, is I enjoy bringing people front and center for you that are truly changing the world in their own capacity, not in a very abstract sort of, I want to fix everything way, but in more of a way that's laser focused and they're making things happen. And so that's why I have Chris here with me today. I asked him, big, huge favor. I begged him, arms around the leg as he's walking out of the room, right? Please do this. So, Chris, first of all, if you guys are like, do I recognize him from somewhere? Do you want to tell them where they might recognize you from?
Sure. I just want to let everyone know that I am Iron Man.
Okay. I am Iron Man.
Yeah, that's it. No, listen, I've been in a ton of movies and TV shows. Everything from Batman and Robin, where I got to double George Clooney, to Blade with Wesley Snipes, Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris. I've just done a ton of film and TV work, but the thing that I'm most recognized for nowadays is the evil ninja Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat franchise that I played starting with the original film.
Yeah, so cool. So if your people are like, I feel like I've seen him, you've got one of those faces. No, you've literally seen his face a lot. So,
yeah.
So Chris, tell us about bully-proof fitness. I want to hear about this, and I think everybody needs to, and then will want to for sure.
Sure. Besides, I'll try and give you the clip notes. It's kind of a long story, but I got started in the martial arts when I was 4 years old. So I've been doing martial arts for 117 years now, it feels like. But I got started when I was 4. My father is the founder and creator of our style, which is Red Dragon Karate. We've got 15 locations here in Southern California, and we've been in business for 57 years actually this year. So we've been around for quite some time, and we've helped hundreds of thousands of kids, live a better life, become more confident, more physically fit, more focused, do better in school, and of course, learn amazing martial arts. But really, one of the things, I was a very late bloomer. Like when I was in junior high and high school, I was the shortest kid at my school. As a matter of fact, I didn't grow to my full height until my senior year in high school. So I was constantly being picked on and pushed around because I was a little kid. Now, my safety was I knew martial arts. So I carried myself a little bit differently. I was able to stick up for and defend myself. But there were a lot of kids, even at the schools that I went to, that couldn't or wouldn't, because they lacked the know-how. And really, about 7-8 years ago, I was reading an article in the USA Today newspaper that just had some statistics on bullying and how it impacted kids and their lives. So I wanted to do something that could do more. I mean, we in our communities here in Southern California, we're impacting tens of thousands of people, but I wanted to reach millions. I wanted to help kids because the thing that I saw, it said 162,000 kids will miss school a day because of bullying. And there's tons of different types of bullying, not just physical, which is the most common, but there's psychological, emotional bullying that happens. So one of the ways I figured I could reach more people was to write a book. And that book led me to training courses where I go all over the world into public schools, churches, rec centers, martial arts studios, gyms, wherever I can get to teach these clinics for kids and take them through our bully-proof course. And our goal, our mission, my passion and my purpose right now is to hit 1 million kids by 2025. And pre-pandemic, pre-COVID, I was on track to do that, but obviously COVID threw kind of a curveball into everybody's travel schedules. So right now we're a little bit over 180,000 kids, all told, that have gone through our course. But being on podcasts like yours and getting out to do interviews really helps to get the word out and helps me help more kids around the world.
Oh my gosh. I just love this. First of all, I like that you have such a big number. I like the million number. A lot of people, they think too small, right? And I love whenever we think big, because then it can happen. It actually does happen. What are some of the stories that have come out of people coming into contact with your clinics? Like, have you had some, I imagine you've had some awesome stories come out of it.
Yeah, and really it's about kids who finally start to believe in themselves. Listen, one of the biggest factors of why kids get bullied is low self-esteem. And if they're not getting the support or encouragement from home, I know they're definitely not getting it from school, which is why, and I'm going to do a quick sidebar here, because here's the thing. I have a daughter. My daughter turns 21 next month. But since she was 4 years old, she started martial arts. The truth of the matter is 1 in 3 girls and women, 1 in 3 statistically in their life will be attacked or sexually assaulted. It's a horrible statistic. For guys, it's 1 in 100. But for girls, it's 1 in 3. Now, knowing that and having a daughter, like my daughter didn't have a choice. So if you can hear my voice right now and you have a daughter, the number one thing that you should do is get them enrolled in some kind of self-defense or fitness activity that builds their self-esteem and their confidence. I recommend martial arts simply because if a guy tries to grab them or go after them, they need to know what to do. They can't dance their way out of a situation where someone's going to try and kidnap or sexually assault them.
Yeah.
So it's so important. And I apologize, but I get up on this soapbox because I'm so passionate about it. It's such a horrible stat that, like, being a guy, like, sometimes it sucks being a guy to be lumped in that stat of 1 in 3 women will be attacked, and they're not attacked by other women. Like, it's from guys. Like, we're literally the #1 predators for women on the planet. So if you have a daughter, like, get her enrolled in martial arts. And that's some of the stories that I hear. Like, my daughter was able to stand up for herself. And of course I hear it with boys too. And really, when I do the courses, the thing with the guys a lot of times is I can help to course correct them, right? It was when I'm teaching these classes in these clinics, I can see the kids in the audience who realize, because we do like demonstrations of, or if you're doing this, you're a bully. Are you being bullied? This happens to you. When I do if you're doing this, you're becoming a bully. I can see the kids get uncomfortable because they realize, oh man, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So I create that light bulb moment for them so they can course correct, because really what we tell them in the course is, I need you to go from becoming a super bully to becoming a superhero. A superhero protects, and that needs to be you.
Oh, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry, Chris, on this video. I'm not going to do it. I have a 7-year-old. I have a 7-year-old girl. And so we've got her in something right now that's a lot like American Ninja Warrior, like where she does and she loves it. But she also loves to kick and roll around. So I feel like her next step is martial arts in some capacity. So that said, hey, let me just ask you a question. What martial arts would you suggest? Like, what version of martial arts would you suggest to a little girl?
Really any. Like, I'm obviously, if you're in California and you hear me, please come to the world famous Red Dragon Karate schools, because we're awesome. But I'm supposed to say that. But really, any style of martial arts that teaches self-defense, not self-offense, but self-defense.
Yeah.
And by the way, if your audience is parents, things like that, or even for anybody that wants to study martial arts, 3 great tips for you if you're ever thinking about studying martial arts. Number 1, go into the school. Take a look around. If you see like broken mirrors, duct tape on the bags, spider webs on the ceiling, like that, they don't care about their facility, which means they're not going to care about you. Number 2, try and talk to the instructor and watch a class. And if they won't let you watch a class, you need to head for Z Hills to another place, because there's going to be another martial arts school right down there. And number 3, don't sign up on day 1. Like, get a trial. Most legitimate martial arts studios will give you a 3, 4, 5 class trial that you can try out to make sure that you like it and it's a good fit. Because listen, there's so many different martial arts styles. It's like flavors of ice cream. You just got to find the one that you like. And that's why I recommend taking some free trial lessons at different places to where you make sure that you and the people who are teaching and training you are kind of in sync in the line.
Awesome. Yeah. That's okay. So I feel like there's something that whenever you do these clinics and whenever you talk, I feel like there's a piece of gold. Well, there's probably like many pieces of gold, but I feel like there's one thing that you just drop in those clinics, or maybe it's when you're talking to parents, what is that one thing that you wish every parent would know?
Well, I actually, or that already covered. Like, get your child enrolled in some kind of martial arts. That's really number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the things that we teach them, like the big takeaway is respect, right? We want them to have respect not only for themselves but for others, right? And
Yeah.
it's my opinion that if everyone on the planet studied martial arts for 1 year, our planet would be a whole better place. The biggest misconception about the martial arts in the public's eye is we teach you how to beat people up, when in fact nothing could be further from the truth. Like I fight for a living, but I hate fighting, which sounds weird. And I'm actually pretty good at it, but it's the last thing I would ever want to do. If I walked down on the street right now and somebody tried to start a fight with me, like, I wouldn't punch them or kick them. I would put my hands up and say some phrases that we teach the kids to try and walk away and avoid the fight. Now, if that person tries to touch me, well, it's going to be a different situation. But the last thing that we ever teach people how to do is to want to fight. It's the knowledge and the skill to know that you can, if you need to, not that you have to.
Awesome. Well, where can people find where your next clinic is going to be, and how could they reach out to you if they think it needs to be near them?
That's a great question. I am one of the easiest people to find on social media. Good luck on spelling my name, but you can type in my name on just about any social media platform, from Facebook to Instagram to Snapchat to TikTok to YouTube, and you'll find a way to reach out to me. About bullying, they can go to our website. It's bullyprooflife.com. Bullyprooflife.com is a great, and there's a bunch of free resources there that parents can download. School teachers and administrators can download. It's free. I have nothing to sell you on the Bullyproof site. As a matter of fact, we have an app that is available in the Google Play and Android store. If they type in Bullyproof Fitness in their app store, you can download a free app, and the kids can have me right on their phone for some guidance.
Oh, how cool. And so I hope everybody got all of that. If you need to, rewind, do all the things that you need to do. Katrina just asked, let me just get it up on screen here real quick. Katrina asked, are there virtual classes available? We have 8 kids, 4 boys and 4 girls, interested in bullying and I imagine not bullying, and martial arts. We homeschool. So what would you suggest for them?
Download the app. There's some videos and some training in the app. It's all free. I'm always putting new content in there. That's actually, Katrina, thank you. You actually gave me an interesting idea to do a virtual bullying training event. I haven't done any of those yet. It's hard because I need to interact with the kids, and I can only fit so many people on a Zoom screen. I'm sure there's a way. So
I've seen Tony Robbins do it. So
yeah, well, I don't have Tony Robbins' budget.
Fair enough.
Not yet. Not yet.
Fair enough. But that would be, I mean, that's a great way to get to that million. Yeah, very cool. Well, you guys, you've heard it here about Bullyproof. I already know that I've felt my own internal call to action here. My internal call to action is to get Nora, who's my girl, to get her into some martial arts of in some capacity. But I'm going to go by what you're suggesting here, Chris, by trying out different places and then making sure that they have self-defense, not self-offense, right? That's what you said. So self-defense in there, and then just letting her pick whichever one she gravitates to at that point, and making sure that it's not a funky place. Yeah? Am I missing anything there on the checklist?
No, that's 100% it. I mean, obviously, since you and I kind of know each other, I'm happy to help you. Like, all you have to do is, like, not on the air, but give me your zip code, because I've been in the martial arts for so long and I know so many martial arts schools all over the country. Like, all I have to do is look in your area code, your zip code, and I can tell you the good ones from the bad ones.
Oh my goodness. Yes. I'm messaging you.
Oh, and thank you. Let me give everyone else another tip about that. Look at their Google reviews. And if they have less than like 15 or 20 Google reviews, probably not the best place in town. If they've got 80, 90, 100, more than 100 Google reviews, and they've got 4.2 stars or better, then that's great. If somebody has 5 Google reviews and a 5-star rating, like, don't believe that. Nobody's perfect, not even me. So you want to look for a studio that's got like a 4.2, 4.4, 4.5. Because listen, you can't please all the people all the time.
Right.
We're going to upset some people. There's going to be people who just aren't happy, and that's okay. It's
Yep.
world's an imperfect place, but just a little side tip for looking at any business actually on when you look at those Google reviews.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can fake 10. You can't fake 100, 150, 200.
Yeah, right, exactly. Um, Somebody, real quick before we go, Suzette said, what about older kids starting? So whenever they're older, and I think she's got some young teens. So what would you say about them starting?
I would say the same thing to them that I would say to you, Martha, or anybody watching right now. Probably one of the best things about the martial arts. It literally is the only sport that your age is irrelevant. It just doesn't matter because it's mental, it's physical, it's spiritual, inside how you feel. Like that's the great thing about it. I mean, I told you I'm 117 years old. I'm still doing it, right? So, and it doesn't matter if you grow up in it or not. You can start at any age. And, obviously the sooner, like if you have a 3 or 4 or 5 year old and you're listening to me right now, tomorrow, today, go sign them up. Like the
Yeah.
earlier the better, but you could be 40, 50, 60 years old and start martial arts and get some good value out of it.
Oh man, that's so cool. So cool. Yeah, she's got a 15-year-old boy, she said. She said thanks. So, Chris, I appreciate you coming on with me today. This was awesome. You guys, the link to his book on Amazon is in the description of this video. Make sure you grab it. Also, make sure that we don't keep this kind of stuff to ourselves. Sometimes we get going in life and we're like a horse with blinders on and we're like, okay, cool, I've got this data for me, and that's cool, and it helps me. But guys, whenever you have this kind of information that really is so life-changing, make sure that everybody knows about it. Go ahead and follow Chris, and then tell your friends about his book, and then also about him. And I mean, you guys are seeing him right here. He's so approachable. He's so accessible. The guy he really just wants for your families to be safe and for you guys to be better as a whole, right? And so I think that's very clear. It's like, this is why I like you, Chris. Like you're a straight shooter. Also, you're Iron Man, right?
Yeah, that's it. I am Iron Man. That's it. Hey, the other thing too is anybody that's watching or listening, if you know any school administrators or principals, people in charge that want to bring a clinic like this to your school or to your church or to like your workplace, because workplace bullying is another thing. That's a whole chapter I cover in my book, like how adults get bullied. I travel the world and I'm happy to go to these places. Fortunately, I love travel too, so it's great. But I go all over the world. I want to hit 1 million kids, and whether I do it through my book or through my live seminars or a combination of all the above, plus the app, I'm going to get there. That's my mission.
Yeah. Have you been to Orlando recently?
Not recently, but I did live in Orlando for 3 years when I was working on a TV show down there.
Oh, we talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I go to a real big church here, and I'm going to talk to him as soon as we get off the call here, and we might get you back in Orlando here for a bit. So
Right on.
cool.
Love Orlando.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate you. You guys, everybody, you have an awesome day. Make sure that you share this, share Chris all over the place. He's doing really good things. You guys, this is just another touch point of good humans doing good things. Don't believe everything that you see out there in the world. There are still good people, all right? So bye, Chris. You have an awesome day. Everybody else, you have a great day.
Bye, Martha.
See you later.
Thank you. Appreciate it.